Hello everyone, I'm Gabby Vallandingham and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the 1950s, specifically 1950 through 1954. This decade is going to be a two-parter because the 1950s is probably my favorite decade of movies, so I couldn't pick 5 or less movies that everyone should see from this decade. So it's a lot of movies. So if this is your first time on my channel, I'm doing a series talking about film history, starting with the 1930s and ending with the 2010s. And I'm going through each decade and saying what movies I think everyone should see from each decade, because it's really important to be educated on film history if you're going to be an actor, a director, anyone in the movie business, to be honest, because there are great movies from the 30s and 40s that inspire movies in the 2000s and the 2010s. So it's important to see where that inspiration lies. So that's why I'm doing this series. And if you want to start from the beginning, my first video is about the 1930s. I would recommend watching them in order because I think it's just more fun to do it like that, but you don't have to. You can start with this video. When I tell you about each movie, I'm going to read you the synopsis on IMDb because I'm not very good at explaining storylines and that sort of thing. I go into way too much detail, so we're just gonna keep it short and simple for everything. So enough of me rambling, let's get on with the video. The first movie we're going to talk about is from 1950, and it is All About Eve. All About Eve was directed by Joseph Mankiewicz, and it stars Bette Davis and Anne Baxter. A seemingly timid but secretly ruthless ingenue insinuates herself into the lives of an aging Broadway star and her circle of theater friends. So I don't want to give too much away about the actual movie because I want you to see it, but this is a perfect film about vanity and what it can lead to. Our next film is also from 1950, and it is Sunset Boulevard. And this is directed by Billy Wilder and stars William Holden and Gloria Swanson. A screenwriter develops a dangerous relationship with a faded film star determined to make a triumphant return. So if you've never seen this movie, you might have heard some quotes from this movie. You might have heard, "I am big, it's the pictures that got small." And, "Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up." Do you like my Gloria Swanson impression? Age is a hard thing to process, and Norma Desmond will do anything she can to go back to her golden days. So our next two films are some golden age musicals, and if you saw my last video, you know that I love a good movie musical. So the first one is from 1951, and it is An American in Paris. And it was directed by Vincent Minnelli and stars Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron. 3 friends struggle to find work in Paris. Things become more complicated when 2 of them fall in love with the same woman. So this movie is just a spectacle in itself. The colors are just beautiful, the dancing, the music, and it has an amazing 18-minute ballet sequence at the end of the movie that I think is just gorgeous. And Gene Kelly works his magic with all of his leading ladies, so it's something that everyone should see in my opinion. Now this one does not need much of an introduction, but this one is from 1952, and it is Singing in the Rain. And it was directed by Stanley Donen and Gene Kelly, and it also stars Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor. A silent film production company and cast make a difficult transition to sound. Simple enough. Now this is one of those movies that I really hope I don't have to try and get you to see. I feel like this is just required if you like movies or just watch movies in general. This is considered the best movie musical ever created, and I think it is. I think most people think it is. So everyone should watch this movie. And it just has the most beautiful singing, dancing, and acting. And Gene Kelly does his magic with this, with his choreography. It's amazing. So you need to see it. Go watch it now. Our next film is from 1953, and it is Roman Holiday. And this was directed by William Wyler and stars Audrey Hepburn in her first major motion picture ever, and Gregory Peck. A bored and sheltered princess escapes her guardians and falls in love with an American newsman in Rome. This movie, oh my gosh, it is such a good love story. It makes me so happy. And a cool fact about this movie is actually, this, like I said, this was Audrey Hepburn's very first movie, and she won an Academy Award for it for Best Actress. That is, I think that's everyone's dream, to win it on their first movie that they ever do. So it's just, she's an inspiration. She's amazing in this movie. Gregory Peck, chef's kiss, beautiful, great actor. Both of them and all the other people that are in this movie are just, they're great. Love them. So yes, everyone needs to go see Roman Holiday. And our last movie we're going to talk about is from 1954, and it is On the Waterfront. So this was directed by Elia Kazan, and it stars Marlon Brando and Eva Marie Saint. An ex-prize fighter turned longshoreman struggles to stand up to his corrupt union bosses. This movie, when I tell you it's a classic, it's a classic. So this won 8 Oscars the year it was nominated, and Marlon Brando won for Best Actor, and it won Best Picture too. But Marlon Brando's performance in this movie is so good. When you see all the torment he goes through when trying to keep a secret, it's just, I don't know. He's I think I'm just stating the obvious, but he was just such an amazing actor. You see so many different sides of him in this movie. You just see the torment he goes through when trying to keep a secret, and then everyone hates him because of the secret that came out. It's a great performance, and I think everyone needs to see this movie. It's very dramatic, but it's a great one. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, again, I hope you did, please give it a like and a comment down below, and let me know if you want to see anything else rather than this series, because I can film whatever you guys want. And stay tuned for my next video, which will be part 2 of movies that I think everyone should see from the 1950s. And yeah, I think that's it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!